the video that I made about the credit and the video before this one all intertwine and correspond with each other in some way, somehow. They do. And it's a reason behind it. So I just want y'all to be able to understand some of these things that are important to me. Understand a lot of what I'm saying within many of my videos are opinionated. So don't get offended. If you get offended, honestly, these aren't videos for you that are meant for you to watch. Let me say it like that. The message in this video, be consistent. Keep it consistent with healthy thoughts to where it can reflect a consistent focus. For real. With your goals, with your aspirations, whatever you have aligned with your life and your lifestyle, consistently seek towards working in combination to executing your goals, to executing that plan to reach your goals. Keep it consistent, healthy mind, strong focus, as that's the main focus for this year. So people, the first thing is first. Lack of financial discipline. Yes, straight up. When it comes to, when I say lack of financial discipline, I was told and taught by this cool cat, put up 30% for your taxes. And to some people, it's a lot. To me, I think it's just right. Because why? If I put up 30% from my paycheck, legit, I have cushion. You know, I have some type of leeway, honestly, to bounce back on from whatever amount that I decide to owe the IRS. Hopefully, more than likely, I have some money left over. So I can leave it in a tax account, or I can put it aside for something else, saving purposes. So you want to be able to discipline yourself in saving a certain amount from each check. Some people will say 20%. Some people will say the minimum of the minimum, or the whatever, as little as 10%. Who's to say that you can't? It all depends on preference, and it's up to your own discretion. But put a certain aside from each check, a certain percentage that will assist you with what you owe back to the IRS. Seriously. You don't have to splurge and go on shopping sprees. I mean, you can, but just make sure your taxes are taken care of first. All right? When it comes to your bills, you want to pay all your bills at one time. Do what you need to do financially, accordingly, to where it makes sense. Which leads into being strategic. Be strategic about what you're doing with your money, especially if you're on 1099, because you don't want the IRS coming for you. You got to cover your ass at all times by any means, straight up. And it's like, when I say be strategic, you have to be able to strategize what you want to do. If you want to invest in things, you know, if you want to sit there and pay off 6 months of your rent by a certain time frame so you can focus on this area to where it lacks some type of finance, or it needs some more financial attention. Be able to strategize what you need to do when it comes to your paychecks. Okay. Next thing is, I've mentioned this in one of the previous videos about personal credit. Business entities are important. I didn't realize how important it was until two men brought it up to my attention, and honestly, until I started doing 1099. Sole proprietorship, partnerships, LLC, you know, S corporation, C corporation. You have different business entities that are going to serve for tax write-offs. Specifically, let's say LLC. You know, say you got an LLC established. If anything goes wrong with your business, the IRS, government, they cannot come for your personal assets. They can't. You cover. The LLC is that limited liability which covers your assets. So, also, say if you have your LLC established on 1099, you're able to write off certain things for your on your tax documents. You know, say if you purchase fuel, if you got truck payment, if you're doing things related to the truck, your job, you're able to notate those things on those IRS documents to where it assists you in having some type of reduction made for the amount that you owe to the IRS. Next thing is knowledgeable. You have to be able to be knowledgeable on taxes. You don't have to go sit there and become a certified public accountant. You don't. It's best to hire one. You know, it's best to find one who's going to be able to help you and have your best interests at heart financially. You know, they have organizations and things set up for truck drivers that that relates to IRS documents and government and stuff like that. You know, they have different things like that. So you don't have to do it on your own. But I highly encourage you to research and find resources, online tools to learn upon these things when it comes to what you, the IRS and the IRS documents. Seriously. Next thing is, I like this one. Lack of consistency. Some people lack consistency when it comes to what they're paying back to the IRS. You know, they feel as if they've grossed about $80,000 within 7 months of the year, and they just honestly want to pay back only $5,000, and they say that's it, they done, they ain't paying no more. Hopefully, if you have some high write-offs, seriously. So you want to be able to keep it consistent. If you want to sit there and pay quarterly, keep it consistent. If you want to pay once a year, make sure you pay that amount once a year. Keep it consistent. If you want to sit there and pay every 2 months, which I don't know if it's possible, keep it consistent with your every 2 months. Keep it consistent with the amount that you put up from each check. Every check will be different. Who's to say as a company driver you cannot seek a $2,100 check? Who's to say you can't? They're the ones who say you can't. But if you feel like you can, go do the damn thing and find your company job that will pay you that much. And make sure you keep it consistent with the amount that you put up from each check. Every check is different, so every amount will be different in terms of how much you put up. Accounts. For financial manageability, try to put up certain amounts for different accounts that will be able to assist you in seeing where your money is being distributed or how it's being distributed. If you need health account, set up a health account, a personal account. 2 savings account might not hurt. If you want an account that's targeted for bills, bill pay, set up an account like that, you know. And honestly, that may be able to help you in terms of how you manage your finances, where everything is going, keeping a track, and keeping things up to date with your overall finances. It's legit. It helps some people. Some people feel like they don't need to do it. Hey, it's them. But I highly encourage and recommend you to look into it if you want to try it. So 2 parts that I want to mention real quick that I feel like it's also imperative. People can't owe as much as $20,000 back to the IRS. It doesn't mean that they're incompetent. Nah, man. It don't mean that they're incompetent. It doesn't mean that they're full or anything like that. It's just their setup may be a little bit different, you know. They may not have enough write-offs. It could be various reasons for why they owe $20,000 in taxes. But it is possible. And I honestly feel like it's ways around it. Certain things, if you just know how to go about it properly, it's legit. And the other thing is, a lot of people don't understand or realize many 1099 type companies do not offer benefits. It's nothing wrong with finding benefits through third-party markets. It's not. Sometimes they're even cheaper, honestly. So, yeah.